the first and the second one were games I think I was I think I did fine. So I maybe would wonder what things I did bad that I wouldn't see. But I think this the third, the Tristana versus Veigar mid would be a good VOD because I know I did some huge mistakes, but we should have uh, ended up winning it, but we lost at the end.
Okay.
So I think this one might be good.
All right, that sounds good. Let me get my the little notepad.
Mhm.
This Trister's Veigar. That over here for now. All right. So is there anything like you feel like you struggle with more than other stuff, or just in general, like you just think you're kind of not great or not good at anything, or how do you feel? I
Um,
guess.
so I think I'm good when I can pressure the lane and roam and pressured. I'm really bad.
Okay.
Like I had a Cassiopeia game yesterday where she completely zoned me off the wave and I didn't know what to do.
Hmm.
And also sometimes I think I don't know what is a good fight to take and a bad fight to take.
Okay.
Like we just fight and then like in this game we lost because of a bad fight. Um yeah, so the games feel pretty coin flippy when I'm like platinum 2 right now and I stopped climbing.
All right. Yep. We can have a look. See if any of those things kind of come up. It's good to have a little extra information. Now, I'm actually pretty sure you can just W on this guy at level 1 and you win the trade, right? Like, I'm not 100... Well, no, I'm like pretty sure. You have bone plating, right? I'm assuming?
No,
Okay.
I have demolish and the overgrowth, I think.
Okay, okay. Interesting. Because I think,
I
like, at level 1, he
mhm.
shouldn't really be able to trade back into you if you just W onto him with PTA. I'm pretty sure.
Yeah.
So I think you could maybe test the limit here. Just W onto
Mhm.
him. Kind of, go for a little poke, because like if you're not going to use your W at level 1, there's not really much point skilling it, right? Because then you could just skill...
Mhm.
Oh, I guess like if you didn't want to skill E because you made it hard to CS, you could just hold the point, I suppose. But yeah, I think you could kind of trade.
Yeah. Okay. I often use V because then I can level 2 all in
Yeah,
faster.
yeah,
Like
this is good.
yeah, but this was still bad.
Still a pretty good trade. Okay, see that. We're gonna push this in. Yeah, I like the ward. It's a really good ward timing and in a good spot. Yeah, this is good. Oh wait, you bombed the creep. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah, you should definitely have the target champs only thing, because Trist is like one of the only champs that's actually like super
Mhm.
important on, because it's like you're gonna jump into waves and also you're probably gonna tower dive people. So yeah, because like yeah, if you have
Does
E, maybe you kill him, right? Like it's pretty
mhm.
close. I think
Does
like
this also work on abilities? Target
yeah,
champ zone.
yeah. It's like
Aha, okay.
you can set it to be a toggle or to if you want to hold it down. But yeah, it just makes it so you can only target champs with abilities or autos. So it's really, really useful. Like if you're ever
Okay.
playing a champ that dives or kind of like dashes into waves like this, it's pretty important. To be honest, I always forget to use it, but it is really useful.
Yeah.
Okay, it's good pushing. Yeah, this is kind of not very good. So I think like
Yeah.
at this point you don't really want to pressure here anyway. You actually want this wave to come out because then you have like kind of more room to all in him, right? So actually like stacking up the creep wave like this, it's not super good for you anyway. So I think here you probably just want to let the wave like come out to you, basically. I don't think,
Okay.
yeah, I probably wouldn't be looking for stuff right here. Just like let this wave come all the way out to you, and then when he comes up, you can look to all in, because you know, like if he walks up to like where you are now, like you can probably kill him as well, but yeah, you lose all your health. So now you kind of lose all your pressure over the lane because you can't really jump on him anymore.
Yeah.
That's, yeah, kind of rough. I think you kind of have to base. Yes. Oh, okay, not gonna base. But this is like, this should feel pretty bad, obviously, because like Trist is so strong early that if you're the one not basing first, it feels
Yeah.
really weird.
Mm,
This looks good. Probably a flash. Oh, okay. Just a kill. It's a 1-for-1 though. Okay, you pushing the wave, base. Very nice. Okay, now he didn't flash.
I think so. Yeah.
Now, did you see Zach? You saw Zach below mid. Okay, yeah, so you shouldn't jump on him right now. I think when you see Zach here, you should actually hold your
Mm,
bomb and like wait for you to hit level 5 and then you can jump on him. Like I think right here you use
okay.
all your cooldowns, so now he knows there's like nothing to be scared of for like a pretty long time, right? So it's really easy for him
Yeah.
to push this way, but I think when Zach is showing in river and this guy's like almost pushed up to your tower, he should lose
Yeah.
like half his HP probably from you jumping on him.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that looks super
Mm,
strange. The fact that he's like allowed to do this basically.
yeah. I didn't think
Yeah,
about
because
that
I look at this.
point.
Even if you have E and Q here, like you can trade
Mm-hmm.
back, but because like you're getting punished for just like using your cooldowns on creeps, like Veigar's winning trades against Tristana. That's like literally impossible.
Yeah.
Yeah, this is good. Zach's showing bot. You play really aggressive. Could probably kill him. You think? I think you could have kept going here.
Mhm.
Like if you W again, well he has Q. Maybe I use Q there. Okay, yeah, maybe you can't. It'd be kind of close. I think maybe you would die though, just because the next creep wave is coming. But either way, like, you know, if you'd played this better, this would potentially be a kill. But the problem is, like, before you even start trading on Veigar, like, you're 50% HP before you've even hit him back, pretty much. So,
Yeah.
yeah, you make the lane pretty hard for yourself. Um, okay, so he uses Q, you punish. So that was really good timing by you to punish him using the cooldown. Good, so your solo kill pushes in. Now, did you see? Okay, Zach died. Yeah, Zach died. So you're fine to push this in. That's all good. You're in a great spot. Okay, now one thing you should be careful of is when you come back to lane, this is like probably the scariest time because you don't have any vision on either side of mid, and you haven't placed any wards and you don't have your jungler nearby. So just when you come back to lane, you
Mm-hmm.
should feel very scared on the first wave. So I think it's better if you just like quickly walk into the bot river like the safe way, like walk down here and just drop yourself
Yeah.
like one ward to play towards before you shove this wave. Because like, okay,
Mm-hmm.
you are playing Triss, so you're definitely safer than like most champs, but this should feel quite scary to you when you've got like no vision on either side of mid
Mm-hmm.
and you have no idea where their jungler is. So there are probably some times where you would die here, but fortunately
Yeah.
not this time.
Yeah. I have the habit of pushing the wave and then go war. I don't know.
Yeah, well, most of the time that
Change
is
that.
correct. Like, normally you do want to push and then ward, but it's just, I think this wave is, like, really greedy without warding. I
Mhm.
mean,
Okay.
maybe if you feel like you can, like, get out of the Veigar cage or the Zac jump before they can get you, like, I don't know, because if Veigar just walks up and cages you and then Zac jumps on you, I don't think there's any way you're getting out. I guess you could
Yeah.
flash, but yeah. Okay, so this is good. Push the wave. Have a look top. Okay, nice. Um, I think, yeah, you're probably right to push this. I don't think you get back mid in time, so yeah, you're probably right to do that. Okay. That's a good ward.
Um,
Oh, you
by the
go.
way, in one of your videos, you said you should look which side of the map to pressure.
Yeah.
Um, like sometimes, let's say top side was weak side right now, but they had a fight. I should still follow, or should I
Like
pressure bot?
normally you should just go where your jungler is, but
Mm-hmm.
if it's like a fight that you can like win, then like you should go to it, right? But it's just
Yeah.
generally taking fights on the weak side is kind of risky, and yeah, because like you should be at a numbers disadvantage. But like if you can win the fight, you can definitely go to it. It's just like you got to be more careful than if you run to the winning side,
Mhm.
pretty
Okay.
much. Now, one thing that is pretty bad here is that that you didn't ward for ages. So like here, right? You've got like one yellow trinket ward and you haven't placed it. Like I think you could have placed it here on the way top
Yeah.
or whatever. But like, oh wait, I'm going backwards. But like by the time we get to here, it's like you have two yellow wards. This should almost never happen. Because
Mm-hmm.
obviously like now you don't get any more wards. Like the cooldown
Oh
refresh
yeah.
thing just goes to waste. So you really want to
Mm-hmm.
find a way to get some wards. This pink ward is really good. If you could find some deep wards on Zack's camps, it would be very valuable, like for your team,
Mm-hmm.
right? Because he's like, I think this. Okay, so it's a cannon wave. So getting a turret plate is like really nice, right? Yeah, I don't know. I feel like it would have been better if you dropped maybe one ward over this wall to allow yourself, because like, cannon waves are like the best possible time to do stuff as Tristana, right? Because like that's when you're gonna get all your turret plates. But also it's like, again, you're hitting this tower with like two wards up, and you don't actually know where Zack is. Like I think you know he's bot side, but like, if Zack's here, you have to flash. Like you don't actually have the vision to allow yourself to do this. But I think like you should be able to do this. Like if you had warded before, I think you should be allowed to hit this. But like now, you just really need to find a place to put these. Like on the blue, over this wall. Just put one of them
Yeah.
down somewhere. Good. This guy's gonna lose all his health. Oh my god! Wait, the Jin killed him, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh no, it was Twitch that did it. Okay, I thought Jin hit that, but no, good
Oh.
play from Twitch. Okay. Yeah, altered his time towards, but that was good. Um, yeah, I think here you're actually kind of right to be a little scared. Again, it's like Dinah's okay. No, he was on Rift Herald, so now you can probably play aggressively again. But yeah, Dinah was like far away, and you didn't have wards, so I think you should kind of realize though, like how much Veigar's kind of got away with, because a lot of the time, well, in the early game, you like kind of troll your trades, and then like now you haven't had vision for so long, even though you've had wards, that you just haven't really been able to play aggressively onto him. Even though I think you would win if you just like fought him. So you should definitely like create some more opportunities for yourself if you place your wards better,
Yeah.
I think.
Mm-hmm.
Like even here a ward over the wall. You don't have to spend a lot of time, obviously, because Trist really values just smashing towers. But there's a lot of time where you can spend like literally 5 seconds to make stuff better. Now I think after you get this plate here, it's hard because, if you really want to base like without really losing anything, I think if you get this plate, maybe you just base right now. I think doing another wave is kind of greedy, but you get item off it, right? So, no, you got item off it. Actually, No, you did a good decision, I think. So that's fine. Because, like, okay, if you... I'm not sure if you thought about it, but if you didn't get the item from pushing this wave, then I think it would be pretty bad. Because, like, you would miss this wave, like, as you base. So if you thought about it, that's great. If you didn't think about it, well, then you just need to think about it, right?
Yeah, I don't know anymore.
Yeah, all good. Okay, so now here, I don't think you should be chasing bot here. So looking at this, it's like the play bot is already over. Like, you can fight this Veigar if you want, but like right now, Veigar has no way to get back to mid. So if you just go mid instead of like chasing this, you just get the mid tower. Oh, actually, these guys are pretty low. Okay, well, you didn't... Did you know they were low? I don't think you did, because you
Yeah.
never actually looked, did you?
I think I realized when I saw it now. Yeah, but I
Yeah,
didn't thought about it before.
yeah, because I think, like, okay, if these guys are like full HP right now, you just like push them in and take the tower. But yeah, if they're all like 1 HP, then yeah, you can go kill them for sure. But yeah, if you can just check. Oh, what happened? Oh, holy shit. You played this fight like on a knife's edge the whole time. I think you don't need to make this play kind of as fast as you do. So like,
Yeah.
you these guys, they can't get out because Diana's like cutting off their escape route. Pretty much all you need to do is just play slow and wait for Diana to come. If you make this play, I can understand because like this looks so
Yeah.
juicy, like it looks so juicy. But if you're playing it like
Yeah.
smart, I think this is pretty troll. Like you're literally 1v4. Like look at this, by the way. Like 4
Yeah.
people are all hitting you. That's actually crazy. Good flash though. Good flash. So yeah, you kind of get really low, and also you ended up not getting any kills out of this. Whereas I think if you had played it slower, and you end up like with Diana walking around, you can probably get a lot more than 1 assist here. So it did actually end up being pretty bad for you. Because like if this was only ever going to be 1 assist, like you would have gotten so much gold from just taking the tower. Now obviously there's like more gold to get here if you play it well, but like
Yeah.
compared to what should have happened either from the tower or from playing the fight well, it was a lot less gold than you should have gotten. Now this, I really don't like this. I think this is roaming at a really bad time again. Well, okay, no, I shouldn't say again because the last time actually turned out to be good. But this is like, okay, right now, like Zach's showing top, Veigar's showing bot, so no one's defending mid. If you're going bot, it's like you're going to dive them, but you haven't even pushed the wave first. Oh my god, I did not mean to click that. Where was it? We were like here. Yeah, okay. So you're like running bot, but I'm pretty sure if you just, again, you like just play for mid here, you can take this mid tower. And this roam is nowhere near as good as the last roam because like, okay, the last roam, you had already cleared the wave, and also they were really low. This time, you're going to 2 people that are full HP, and you haven't pushed the wave, and for some reason, Jin is allowed to walk up to this. Like if you were mid, Jin would just die for doing this.
Yeah.
Does he have a Zac behind him? Zac was top. I don't think Zac can be here yet, but I could understand playing it safe, so... But yeah, kind of those 2 things have actually slowed down the game a lot for you because like this tower still hasn't died, and you didn't get extra kills on that bot fight. So the game's actually, you're obviously like winning and you're really fed, but you could be like 7-0 or something like right now if you'd played it better.
Yeah.
This looks
It
good.
was really bad.
Can't get a reset?
I
Oh.
when I jumped, I thought it's bad, and then it went bad.
Wait, I'm actually surprised you do so little damage. I guess it's because you don't get the ignite.
I
Yeah,
always feel like Veigar is very tanky. That's why
Yeah,
I'm so scared of
that's
him.
true. It actually looked good at the start. Like, I actually thought this was going to be good. Like, quick jump in, kill him, jump out. But, okay, from, talking about how you said you're not sure if, like, fights are good or not. Like, this is a fight that could be quite bad, obviously, because it's like, if you look at the map, like,
Yeah.
your Diana's top and your Twitch is in base. And you don't know where, like, any of their bot side is. So,
Mhm.
whatever play you're making here, you just don't really have great information. And yeah, to be honest, this will be bad because even if you get the kill, like, you can't jump out, right, against Veigar, so
Yeah.
it would be a 1-for-1. This is actually, okay, yeah, I didn't realize it at the moment, but this is a really bad death because, like, Diana's actually coming to fight this, and, like, you guys will stomp them in this fight, for sure. Like, you guys are really strong. Actually, it looks like you're gonna get it anyway. Okay, yeah, you guys shit on them anyway, but obviously would have been better if you were alive. Back in the map, get the mid tower. That's good. It's about time we broke that. Which waves? Okay, so after this, you have a lot of choices after this mid wave. You can either run bot, yeah, mid tower, jungle camps. World's your oyster, pretty much. Mid tower, I like it. Uh-oh.
Oh, this was.
Yeah, I probably wouldn't do that. But, that's fine. Nothing happened, so you kind of got away with it. I probably wouldn't swap to red trinket, by the way. I think you kind of need yellow trinket to allow yourself vision. Like, you're not really safe enough without it. Because, like, looking at this, right? Like, this
Yeah.
next wave is sort of scary to contest because you don't really have any vision in their jungle. But you get so much priority that you can always get deep wards. So, like, right now, if you have the vision, you can contest this wave. Then you can go, like, enemy raptors or something. But, like, the yellow trinket doesn't really provide much for you, I don't think. You would be able to take this if you had, like, deeper vision, but you don't really have any. Okay, now your bot lane's coming mid, so you should look to go to a side lane, probably. I think, yeah, after pushing this wave, you probably should look to walk top, honestly. I think you... Dinah's Herald, actually. So making a play mid is okay, just because Dinah has Herald. But you should realize that you want to go back to this, like, top wave when you can. But this is fine, I think. Okay, Seko gets killed. Do a little minion taxing. We like that. Not sure about this. I think right here, you could probably stay in and then hold your W. But if you are going to W out, well, actually, no, maybe you do need to W out. If you are going to W out, like, you can't provide anything to this fight anymore. Diane has
Yeah.
no ult, you have no W. If you base now, you can actually get to this top wave in time. But if you just, like, stick around to put, like, random auto attacks on people, and then you come, like, help Diana, well, okay, you actually take the grab, but, like, see how this giant top wave has crashed and, like, you lost all that? It's mainly because you just, like, overstayed on the map here. So, like, now Twitch, yeah, I guess you're still farming mid, so now Twitch is the one that gets denied, kind of as a result. So it would have been more efficient if you kind of noticed that wave. Wow, these guys are really tanky, what the fuck? Hmm. Yeah, okay, I think you kind of walked the greedy way, and then, like, I think you just
Yeah.
maybe got a bit scared or something, because I think, like, if you just wait your W, well, maybe you can't wait your W, actually. You do need to flash this, because, or you probably flash and then W, because, yeah, I guess I understand why you W now, actually, like, looking at it. Like, you are just going to get altered by Veigar, so you do need to get out of there, but I think it's, like, two mistakes. One, you're walking a very greedy path, obviously. Yeah, when they've got, like, super hard engage. If they don't have hard engage, like, this is fine. But like Zac is one of the best hard engage in the game. You know, stuff
Yeah.
like Zac, Leona, those sorts of champs can be very greedy to walk like that, and then yeah, kind of didn't flash. But honestly, that death is not too bad. You know, the other one you gave over like a shit ton of gold, like you had a bounty. It was like an objective that you could have lost because of it, but this one, it's not too bad. Obviously, Veigar getting kills is not great, but it's not too bad a death. Okay, drag us soon. Yes, this is all good. Nice to get the mid tower. This is all really good. I think now, though, you should come back to the fight. Like, Tier 3 tower is worth nowhere near as much as Tier 2 tower. So, like, Tier 3 tower honestly doesn't do much, but Tier 2 tower, like, opens up the map a lot. So, if you go to this fight right now, like, you can definitely win this fight. But I
Okay.
think here, like, even if you got the inhib, this wouldn't be worth it. Because, like, mid inhib is sort of useless. Maybe your
Okay.
team's just going to win the fight anyway, but I definitely think you should have come to this fight.
Why is mid inhib not worth much?
It's mainly because, like, okay, so if you get a side lane inhib, especially bot lane inhib, like, it
Yeah.
makes it really hard for them to, they have to, like, catch waves on side lane, and it makes pressuring Baron really easy. And also, it's like, whenever, like, you're fighting an objective or something, you know, like, let's say you're fighting Dragon, and you have top inhib down, like, that wave's gonna end up crashing. But the problem with mid inhib is that there will always be someone farming mid. Like, even when you're like fighting an objective or something, like they always walk through mid, you know, like there's a reason that mid lane becomes an ARAM. And so the problem with taking mid inhib is it doesn't really help you get Baron or any other objectives, and it just ends up being like extra farm. It's not like, you know, if you can get mid inhib, you should take it, right? Like it's not useless, but compared to the other inhibs, it's like not very useful, you know? The other inhibs are like really, I don't know what the percent chance of winning when you get a side lane inhib is, but it's probably like 70 or 80%. And I think mid inhib would only be like 60% or something. It'd be a lot lower.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so he gets this fight eventually. Get the kill. Damn, too bad Diana died. Because, okay, you know, if you had come to this fight earlier and you had killed the Zac and stuff earlier, I actually think you guys could have run to Baron straight afterwards. But because Diana dies here, I mean, Diana doesn't need to die. Like, she looks like, well, I can't tell for sure, but it looks like she kind of played it badly. Because I think right now, you guys have such high Baron DPS that if your jungle was alive, you could probably just go do it with two of them dead. And obviously, that speeds up the game a lot, right? Like, if you can get Baron as Tristana, makes a really big difference. This was good. You saw Veigar used his cage, so you can jump on him. Nice. Okay, Space Glider. Coming top. Is a Yeah, I would probably keep pushing. Like, you have Diana next to you, so you should feel safe. Yeah, I actually think you should probably stay here. So, if Diana's not with you, like, if Diana's with the team making a play mid, like, now you should probably walk down to mid, right? Or, you know, actually, if Diana wants to walk mid, you should walk with her. But again, it's like, looking at this freeze frame, there's no point walking mid. Like, your Twitch is basing, so obviously this is not happening. And, like, Diana's not walking there anyway. So, I think if you just, like, stayed under the tower the whole time, you probably could have killed this guy for free. But because you guys didn't really, I don't know, you just like weren't on the same page. Yeah, like see, Diana's still trying to make the top play, and you're still trying to make the mid play. So
Yeah.
it ended up really weird. Maybe you can get some kills here though.
Yes, I think so.
Okay, triple kill angle. Okay, I mean it does turn out really well, but I think you were kind of lucky to have this work, honestly. Like, I don't know. Like, you guys are really far ahead, but it would just be better, I think, if you and Diana made the same play, whatever that was. You know, I think
Yeah.
that would be better. But to your credit, you did play it really well. You get the kills. I think you should take those raptors, by the way. Are those raptors... Is it just one or a whole camp? I actually can't tell, but I think you should farm that. Just a little bit of extra farm, just quickly eat it. Now here, you have so much gold that you should probably just reset. So the problem is, if you stay on the map too long, your tempo will be like really desynced with your team. So you don't want it to be that your team is ready to pressure the map, but you are not. So let's just see what you do, because I think this seems like a massive overstay, like 3,000 gold. I can understand wanting to get like take the camps, right? Because obviously it's good gold denial, but the problem is it's like, you know, your team is all on the map, ready to pressure pretty much, and you still haven't based.
Yeah.
So it's like...
Yeah, I always think I should get the maximum before I base.
Yeah, I mean, it is pretty
that's
good.
bad.
Like, I actually think the waves were good. Like, okay, maybe basing right now could be the play. Or maybe you can even do Grump and then base, because like Diana's still not alive, right? But I think the Scuttle Crab actually is a little too much. Like, you're basing now. I don't know. Like, it's okay. It's definitely better than if you had like not really done anything. But I think, you know, by now, actually no, this does turn out to be a little bad, because it's like, ideally you have this top wave shoved, and then you walk down for drag. But what's going to happen instead is, because drag's already a minute away, you kind of have to be here. And now you can't do anything with this top wave. So I think, yeah, if you'd base like 30 seconds earlier, you know, maybe you push one top wave, then come down the map, it could look a lot better. But they're just going to engage into you. So it actually sort of works out anyway. But yeah, I think it could have been a little better. I do like being greedy though. Like I think most of the time that is really good to do. You should just be a little careful, like when your entire team's spawning and you still haven't based and you have 3k gold, right?
Yep.
There's like a lot of things. Oh my gosh. Okay. Let's actually see how do you play the fight. I didn't really notice. This is good. Yeah, I think you kind of just have to hit whoever's in front of you. I actually probably wouldn't ult this guy though. Like, I don't know. There's no way this guy gets away from you. I actually think you could literally... I'm not sure. Well, you could auto him. If he's going to get away from him, you can W towards him. You could just save your ult here. I'm not sure you'd actually end up using it for anything, but, you know, if this is a more even game, like, having your ult would make a big difference, right? Like, if you guys weren't just, like, turbo stomping them. Okay, you push mid, come solo drag, that's good. You base, or don't base? Yeah, true. You have 250 gold to IE, so you should actually stay on the map, I think. So I like what you did here. Yeah, nice. You ping IE gold. And then recall. Okay, yep, that was good. I like that you're thinking about your items. Okay, come mid out of base. This is fine as well. Okay, Veigar is dead, so I think you guys should pressure Baron here. Not sure if Twitch ult for Nasus is worth it. Yeah, okay. I think this was honestly sort of troll, but there's not much you can do about this. I mean, you could back ping him right, but he's probably not going to listen. But I think you, after pushing this wave, you should be running straight to Baron. Like here, this looks like a super free Baron. You have insane DPS like Tristana, Diana, and their Veigar's dead. But you kind of stayed a little too long there. That guy dies for free, but you can probably kill them. Nasus isn't here. I think Diana played that too scared, but you know, you can't really engage, to be honest. Yeah, okay, that's why you can't engage. So, like, ideally, Diana just goes in and pulls the trigger, and like you're there with her. But I don't think you need to wait for them to use their CCs before you jump in. You know, like if Xerath has E, if Zac has E, it's really scary to do this. I sort of understand why you did this, because like Diana should have done something, right? Like these people should have died. But like the worst thing you can do is try and compensate for her mistake and then just like instantly die, you know? So that's pretty bad. You guys do end up cleaning up for the most part. Do you have the DPS to do this? You probably do, right? Like, you probably get it. Okay, so it turned out pretty well again, but, like, this could have happened even without you doing this, you know? Like, you didn't need to do this. You could have just gone back to Baron. You didn't need to die for free, so... Done 1 for 1. But it's still pretty good. You guys got Baron. This is pretty trolled by Diana, again. Like, Diana stays on the map a really long time and
Yeah.
then is basing super late, so you guys can't really pressure. But you're playing mid-bots. Yeah, I mean, this is... good, sort of. Can't see what happening bot. Damn, really close. Oh no. Okay. Okay. That was kind of a montage play, but I think you did... I'm not sure this is that great. So I think here, like, jumping towards the Jhin... Now, when Jin's this far away, I actually think if you just hit the tower, it looks really good right now. So, like, you jump in, and oops. I actually think here... yeah, you kind of have to hit Zac, because you don't have... oh, do you? Yeah, you kind of have to hit Zac, I think. But I don't think you should chase this guy with Flash. Like, this guy, he's... you know, if you just walk away, you're actually in a pretty good spot here. Like, you just get this tower and hit for free. But if you, like, flash it, you're forced to use Flash and Stopwatch for a Zac kill. I mean, okay, you did play it pretty well mechanically, I'll give you that. But it's like, again, it's very risky, you know? Like, you're making the bar really high for yourself instead of just taking plays that are much more guaranteed. And that's not necessarily
Yeah.
bad if you know it's gonna work. But like, I don't know, did you know this was gonna happen? Because
No.
I had no fucking idea that this shit was gonna happen. Like, holy. So yeah.
The problem is, I feel like if I don't jump in there, I get flamed.
You think?
Yeah, um, often if you don't follow, you just get pinged out.
I mean, yeah, I think like this part's good. I just don't think you need to chase the Zac. Like
Mm-hmm.
right here, you could even just blow up this tower. I think that was
Yeah,
really...
that was probably
yeah.
greedy
Because
because
I
it
think
was
this part is fine. Like jumping in here, okay, like, you know, maybe you should just hit the tower. But I can understand,
yeah,
yeah, jumping after the gen to follow up. You know, like makes sense. But definitely the problem, like right now, full HP Tristana, all sums and stopwatch. Literally like Thanos, you know, you can't die right now. And then 2 seconds later, you've used flash stopwatch and you have no health. Do you see how that happened? Like in the space
yeah,
of 2 seconds, you went from being like literally unkillable to being like 1 HP with no sums or no flash, no stopwatch. So
yeah.
that wasn't really that worth it. Now you got the inhib, you should probably just base. I think after inhib, honestly, maybe it's even greedy to... no, you kind of help Twitch. Okay. Because, like, you really want to base and be back on the map for this next dragon in 35 seconds?
Mhm.
Oh, yeah, this is bad if you overstay on the map. Like, you really need to be finding a, like, bush to recall in here. I really don't think you want to be fighting this drag on your HP. Like, if you're not basing, you're giving drag, I think. I don't... I mean, are they...
Yeah, this is the point where we lose. Yeah.
yeah, like if you just based and you're back on the map with full HP and you've spent an extra 6 kills worth of gold, like you're such a good spot, honestly. Even though you don't have flash and stopwatch, like you're still way better than you are now. And
Yeah,
actually, even
I've
now you're fine, right?
no.
Like if you guys had just left after getting the drag,
Yeah. Hmm. Then we should be fine, but I think we fought it.
yeah. Okay, yeah. So if we're talking about like why fights are bad again, it's like your Twitch isn't even here and you're getting engaged on. Also, you're starting a fight with half HP and 2,000 gold. You have like 6 kills worth of gold unspent. Like I don't know what
Yeah.
the gold lead is for your team, but it's a lot. It's 2.2k gold less because you haven't spent it, right? So
Mhm.
um Oh yeah, you guys just got fucked.
And now I think the Twitch types and just dies.
Yeah, because like you guys shouldn't lose right now.
But he just stays there and is typing, I think. I have chat off, so I don't know. Then yeah.
Holy shit, that sucks. I think you guys should still be able to hold the base though. I think you have to give up inhibs, but you should be able to hold your nexus, right? Or maybe you can't.
It's hard against Zach, I don't know.
Yeah, Zach is really annoying. Did they really just end? Hmm. You should have played more aggressively here. So if you kill this creep, like, and die, it's actually worth it, you know? Like, the only way they can siege this is because the turrets have their, like, thing reduced by that one creep. Oh, wait, aren't you fine? Or are they just gonna end? Yeah, I guess NASA's just, like, hits the base, right? Yeah, that sucks. I think, honestly, you should have been willing to just die to kill this creep. This doesn't happen very often, so it's not something you should, like, you know, it's not something you really need to practice or think about. But, like, if you kill this creep, it does stop them from ending the game. So in those, like, niche situations, like, the creep reduces the... You know, like, if there's a creep nearby, it does, like, 70% more damage to towers. Or no. The turrets take 70% less damage when there's no creep. So, yeah, if you'd killed that earlier, you probably would have... Well, you probably would have held on, but there've been a lot of throws, right? So let's get up the notepad. So in the early game, there are some big things. I think the first thing is you can play more aggressive. I think there were some times where you didn't really like W in, and then also I think you're like playing to your champ's identity slash like wave control could be quite a bit better. So like if you remember in the early game, there was like like you could have W'd on him at level 1, I'm pretty sure, but it's, you know, it's kind of whatever. And then here it was like, you know, the thing Tristana is best at is like chasing people down the lane. So if you're trading with someone when they're under their tower, like that's the complete opposite of what Tristana wants, you know? And this is like actually good for Veigar. So you should never be losing trades to Veigar as Tristana. And like now your lane's actually like sort of fucked. Like you're kind of lucky that it got back to normal, but in this situation, it's like really fucked because you're playing a lane bully and you're the kind of the one that's like forced out of lane. So that's like pretty bad. And you did get sort of lucky that that worked out for you. Skim through. Oh yeah, here. So you should think a lot about like where the enemy jungler is. And then I would almost never just use your cooldowns on the wave like this. You know, like if you see Zach and you have these cooldowns up, you can probably kill this guy or burn his flash, but because you sort of waste them, it's you know, it ends up being a lot worse. And again, it's like you sort of start your lane from this like massive deficit, like you're half HP before you're even trading on him. So obviously that just makes it really hard for you. But you do get a solo kill, which is great. And then oh yeah, so another thing that kind of came up is your warding. So like use your prior to get deep wards because like Tristana gets so much prior that you have a lot of time normally to get like really good wards for your team. And also because Tristana is a champ that like has to play really aggressive, if you have your wards in good spots, it makes the game a lot easier for you, you know? So whenever you get an opportunity, you should try and drop wards, you know, even if it's like on the way somewhere, like you can drop a ward here, or, you know, other times you can drop a ward over the raptor wall. But for the most part, your wards were really useless, honestly. Like, they didn't really amount to anything. Getting them back on the map. And we talked about the roam timings. So, the first roam I remember was good. Where you, like, misexecuted it. But the second roam was quite bad. So let's have a look at those. Actually, it's right. Okay, so roam timings. So the things you need to consider when you roam is, like your wave state. Think, like, HP levels, like how low people are, and also like what sums they have, and like where junglers are. So in this first roam that you made, where was it? like here somewhere, right? Okay, in this one here, it's like, this is really good because you've cleared your wave. Their wave is super shoved, and they're all super low HP, and you have your jungler here. So like, pretty much everything is screaming that this is a good roam, right? And now, we'll come back to this and talk about the execution. But then, if we go to this next roam, it was like completely the opposite. So, where was it? Here, I think. Yeah, so here, you're roaming, you haven't pushed your wave, your jungler is farming, and these guys are both full HP. And I guess we don't know their sums, but it's like the complete opposite, you know? This one, everything is saying that this is a bad roam. And the reason I bring this up is because the fact that you're going for this one kind of tells me that you're not really thinking about the roams, you're just like going for them when you feel like you should. But you should actually like try and consider whether or not it's a good roam. So yeah, like this could have been a lot of gold from the mid tower. So yeah, there was those like roam timings. Then I guess like more general stuff, like execution is a big thing. You don't need fights to be fast as Tristana. So this happened a lot for you in like team fights, you know, where you're just jumping in, or you know, like that buff fight where you made it really fast. It's tempting because obviously like if you jump in, like you get resets, you can really pop off, and you can make it fast, but you don't really need it to be fast. Like you have a lot of DPS as a champ, you know? It's not like you use all your cooldowns and then you're useless. It's like you actually have the DPS to kind of stay in these fights. So, you know, a lot of these other fights, you need to kind of like wait for them to use an ability before you dash in. So like in that first roam, if Veigar had used Cage, it's fine to jump in. In that top lane fight, if Xerath had used E, and then it's fine to jump in, right? But you're not waiting for these things, you're just like going in super early. Now, what was this fight? I actually don't remember this one. Oh yeah, so here's another thing. So, like, like choosing good fights, it's a lot about like numbers. So if you just like, before you take a fight, quickly look, see like numbers, like where people are on the map. So if you just like look at the numbers here, like your jungler's top, your top lane is top, and your AD's in base. Whatever play you make here is going to be like a 2v4 pretty much, because you have no idea, like their numbers are missing. The only person you see on the whole map is Veigar. I guess you know where Nasus is because he's dead, but you know, for the most part, this is like, it's really risky, right? The numbers aren't really in your favor here. So that's like one thing to think about when choosing good fights. I think another thing choosing good fights, actually now that I remember, is like how much gold you have. So remember, like later in the game, I guess like, no, there's actually lots of things. So there's like gold, numbers, you know, resources, and this actually came up later, right? Where you had like a ton of gold and no HP. So there's a lot of stuff like that that you should think about when you're thinking about whether or not you should take a fight. I guess like resources for both teams. If they've used all their ults, even though it's a 4v5, you could probably still fight it, right? So there's like that sort of stuff where it can still sort of be useful. Then what else was there? I think this was all good. I think, okay, most of the time you are making the right plays, but I think you should be more aware of side waves. So there are times when you just overstay a bit too long and these side waves kind of die. And also just like, I think being more aware of waves in general will lead you to kind of like not doing so many like super crazy risky plays. Like when you're diving into the base, like you were there. Actually, no, that's kind of a different situation. I won't say it's the same thing. But yeah, like here, I think you could have farmed that side wave. Oh yeah, actually this was pretty greedy. So you should think a lot about, just like when you're team fighting in general, think about like, it's like threat assessment and target priority. So as Trist, generally you'll just have to hit the person in front of you, so you won't really get to choose a target mostly, so that's not as important. But you should think like what the important cooldowns are and like who the important champs are. So in this game, you should be thinking about stuff like Zac as a champion, Veigar E, and Xerath E, right? So if you're thinking about Zac as a champion, like, okay, you see Zac right here, you know, you're walking this way, and they're most the biggest threat to you, Zach, is like right above you, and you're like walking into him, you know? I think if you're thinking about Zach as a threat, you wouldn't even walk this way.
Mm,
You could like say that maybe this is just like bad anyway, because you're kind of like walking into no vision. And I guess that's sort of true. But I think you're like not even thinking about like what the threats are to you.
yeah.
So there's that. This was good. Okay, this was good to a point. Yeah, I think here just like could have collapsed after. That's another thing. I think play to what your team is doing a bit more. Like this is sort of hard to put into words, I think. It's like sometimes you obviously want to like split push and stuff like that, right? Like you get yourself really ahead, but there's a lot of times where your team is making a play. So like in this situation, your team is doing drag, or like before when Diana was trying to make a play on the tower, but you're just like you're not really playing to what they want to do. It's okay to make your own plays and stuff like that, right? But a lot of the time you also need to adapt to what your team's doing, because ultimately it's a team game, so you kind of do need to at least consider what your teammates are doing. And like, yeah, this could have been a Baron, I think, if you'd walked to this earlier. Whether or not you guys would have realized it, like maybe not. But I think it probably would have been. This was really good, by the way. Like, just bringing this up. Like, you realize that he had no cage, and then you jump in, right? So that should be your thought process more often. It should be, they have no, you know, for example, Zaki is wasted, or Xerath is wasted, or Veigar is wasted. You know, they use something, and then you jump in, rather than, like, a lot of the time, you just jump in first, and kind of, you know,
Yeah.
you die, and then you realize it was bad. So that was really good that you did that. Oh yeah, so here we talked about that already. That was when there was kind of the weird situation. I think, yeah, if you dive him, you probably get 2 towers top, maybe even an inhib, honestly. Like, there could be a lot of stuff that you get there. But you did play this fight well anyway. That was cool. Then... Oh yeah, so here was like the mega overstay. So this didn't end up being a problem for you? Yeah. Okay. Actually, I think, you know, in hindsight, this is not too bad because Diana's dead. But I don't think you thought about it. So, like, in general, you really want to be on the map, ready to pressure, when the entire rest of your team is ready to pressure. So, overstaying
Mm,
and, like, taking the scuttle, I actually think, you know, in retrospect, it's actually fine. In fact, it's even good because, like, you're getting all this gold, right? But, like, did you do it because you knew Diana was dead? I don't really think you did. So you
I
should just
I
think about, like, stuff like that.
mhm. I always think like if Drake is up 2 minutes, I should do Scuttle.
Yeah, yeah, that's, I mean, that's actually
Yeah.
good, you know, like, that's actually kind of useful, so, but yeah, just think, like, a lot about, just think about your team more, you know, because right now, it kind of feels like you're playing solo, almost. You don't really consider your teammates in much that you do. Um, yeah, I actually like how you played this fight again. Like, you used your W, defensively, you know, you played for DPS. You didn't just, like, jump in mindlessly. And, like, this is good as well, you know, like, you didn't just jump in, you're playing to DPS. So I actually think it's weird, because I actually think you played the team fights well, but you played the skirmishes really bad, you know? Like, that's sort of strange. That tells me that, like, you know in a 5v5 scenario that you just want to play a front to back, but then in skirmishes, when it's like, it's not as easy as just playing a front to back, you're not sure, like, what sort of things trigger you to jump in and what don't. And I think it should be, like, when they use key cooldowns, that's when you can look to be, like, really aggressive.
Yeah.
But yeah, so that's interesting. You don't often see like people that play team fights well but skirmish badly. So that's really interesting. Okay, now running top here. Again, sort of the same thing. Impatience, I think. And then yeah, like W in. I mean, hey, you did start the fight. I'll give you that. You did start the fight. And then got Baron. Came back. This was all good. Yeah, this was... Okay, yeah, I actually think this is kind of when the Tiger priority comes into play a bit. So, jumping on the Jhin, really good. In fact, you could have just flashed and killed him, right? I guess you thought this auto would kill him. Did you? Let's see. Because I think, if you flash auto ult this guy, it's really good. I actually think, yeah, missed opportunity. Flash auto ult, then you have your jump to get back out. So that guy probably should have died. And then here, like, this is good. You're hitting the target in front of you. But is using flash stopwatch, like, really worth for a Zac? No, like, if you had flashed stopwatch for that Jhin, that would have been worth, Like, I didn't realize that the first time we looked at this. But if you had invested every cooldown to kill that Jhin, that's fine with me. Because this guy is very valuable to the team fight, right? But using everything to kill a Zac, not as important. So that's kind of when the target priority comes into effect. Like thinking like who is the most valuable targets on their team. Generally the mid and AD, but not always. It could be if they have like a really fed Riven, that could be the most fed. I say that because I just played with like a 12 kill Riven. But yeah, anyway, just like think a bit more about who the target priority is. Because I think Zac's probably the least important target. Oh no, actually probably Nasus. He's like the second least. I'd say it's probably like Jhin number 1, Xerath 2, Veigar 3, something like that, and then Zac 4. So it's pretty not worth investing all this for that, pretty much. The first part was good. Actually, yeah, I can't believe I missed the first time. If you just flash auto ult that guy, he's dead. And then maybe you just end the game, so.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, this was rough. So yeah, it's like you really want to be basing here. Again, if we're thinking about like choosing a good fight or just like base timings in general, I'll put base timing. So like when you have low resources / a ton of gold, it's like, yeah, it's gonna be a really good time to base here. It just looks so scary to do this. It's like no HP, 2,000 gold, but you actually sort of make it work. Like you guys get the dragon. And like, yeah, if your team plays well, you get out. But like, remember that in solo queue, fights will just happen all the time. So you need to be like ready for them. And being ready for a fight does not look like 2,200 gold and 1,400 HP before the fight even starts. Especially because Twitch isn't even here.
Yeah.
So yeah, that ended up pretty bad. And then yeah, you could jump for this creep, but like, how often does this shit happen? Like once every, I don't know, 300 games or something. I don't think I've had that happen to me this season. So yeah, it's obviously you can play that better, but it's almost completely useless. So yeah, I think that is pretty much everything actually. I'll copy paste this to you. Do you have any questions about any of it actually?
No, I don't think so. Everything's clear.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, what I'll do is I'll upload it and then you can have a look at it, the VOD if you need to. Do you mind it being public or what? It can stay private if you prefer.
No, I don't care.
Okay, cool. So yeah, well, I think that's it. If you have questions or like
Yeah.
you're not sure how to like implement any of it, you can just message me. But yeah, hopefully it's kind of clear. I think, yeah, like there's a lot of stuff from this game that'll help you in a lot of games. Like this was a really good example. I'm glad you chose this VOD because so much stuff that happened this game will happen like every game. Like I bet this base timings thing, I bet this happens like all the time. After seeing how greedy you are, I reckon this happens all the time. And the choosing good fights, it'll make a really big difference. But yeah, cool, man. So hopefully that was useful. And I guess I'll see you later.
Thank you very much.
All right.
Was very good.
All right, sweet.
Yeah.
All right, see you,
Have
man.
a good night.
Yeah, you
Bye.
too. Good luck.